Alrighty, hey guys, just ZenAku here playing for Team Seraphic Nexus. Going to be a ladder on Korea, and just talking about all the plays that I'll be doing, all the little things, all the things that I'm thinking about, all of the basically what I'm reacting to, and what my opponent does well, or the mistakes that he might make or I might make. Basically, just going over it after in the replay about the reasons why I may win or have lost the game for whatever reason. So the game's just coming up now. Let's see what we get. So it's a PvP and it's on Whirlwinds. So we'll have to see. Now, Whirlwinds, interesting map for PvP. There's quite a lot of open area. There's like a lot of area to have proxy pylons, and definitely proxy tech. Oopsie. 1 second. Oops. I hate when this happens. There we go. So you have to be careful about that. And normally you got to be careful because sometimes people will, because going for a faster nexus on this map is a little bit more common. Sometimes people will just go for like a 10 gate into a fast 4 gate, and that can be sometimes difficult to hold if you're not prepared for it. So standard 9 pylon. We'll have a look. I think that there was a good example of this where I think it was Trap versus Rain in a Pro League series. Can't remember how long ago it was, but basically Trap went for like Nexus first, which is something you never really see in a PvP. But on a map like this, where it's kind of really uncommon to scout, he was able to get away with it, and he had such a great econ lead later on in that game that he just pulled him ahead so far. So now on this map, obviously because it's 4-player, it's like extremely unlikely that he's going to 2-gate you in any fashion. So it's pretty easy to send it as soon as you make that gateway. You send it across. So take my first gas now at 15. Take the other one. Just spending as much chrono boost as you can as soon as it's ready. Now, the style that I've been playing recently is going for basically a always opening with Dark Shrine, and basically why I think that is really strong is because against any kind of 3-gate pressure, against any kind of Stargate opener, it makes it difficult for your opponent to be aggressive, because you're always because obviously you have units that can't be detected, and if he's going for a blink, you bet you could just win straight away. Or if he's going for Robo, then, which I'll explain in just a second, you can actually cancel the Dark Shrine in time, and you'll have the Twilight cancel. You'll be slightly behind in the sense that you don't have a Robo, but you'll just make one straight away. So you'll be about 1 robotics unit behind, but in the grand scheme of things, in a map especially like this, it's not actually the biggest deal. You just have to play a little bit more defensive, but to eliminate randomness, it's probably a little bit better. So I like to chrono boost the sentry out. Get my 2nd, 3rd pylon down. Now I saw him put a probe on the side of my base, which I'm not really sure what he's doing with that, but I'll scout in just a second with this. It looks like he might be 4-gating me actually. So we'll see if I'm able to hold it. So there it is there. I'll make a stalker straight away as well, just in case he is going for some kind of aggressive strategy. Send this across. Now I'll just send this mothership core around my base. I mean, around my 3rd to see if he's going for like some kind of proxy. Put down my proxy pylon now so I can warp in any kind of DTs. Scoot it in. Make a 2nd stalker as soon as I'm able to. That'll just make it a little bit more easy to be defensive. So I see that he doesn't have a natural. And I should probably cut pro production now that I'm all maxed out on these. And didn't get a chance to click on that one, but I'll make a 2nd gateway and continue pro production, because you don't really need chrono boost on your gateways, because the mothership core buys you so much time and you're being defensive with the DT shrine. So now that, because I've chrono boosted that sentry extra early, I can now use hallucination, and I can just see by the time my hallucination gets there, I can see if he's actually gone rogue, and I can actually just cancel the DT shrine. make my third gateway, trying to do some probes. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Gotta be really careful about what he's actually doing, if he's going all in or not, about how many probes you actually make. So this may be one too many already, but we'll see. So I still see no natural. Scout the main, Twilight Council. And yep, there's his DT Shrine. So this is a situation that can happen as well. And this is where, best case scenario, is you wall off this with pylons. And yep. So I should have another force field in just a moment. So now what will happen is I can try be defensive as much as I can with this sentry to make sure that he doesn't get it in, and whoop in a couple of DTs of my own, send it to his base. Just gotta make sure that I get that force field off. Just in case. So it's weird that he hasn't sent in any DTs yet. He may have actually tried to send them up, but because the pathing may have messed him up. And now I'm just getting the kills here. So he's probably already lost the game at this point. Now I've got to be defensive just in case. Yeah, see? And yeah, so this is pretty much game over for him. But we'll, yeah, we'll see. There's always a possibility for anything weird to happen in the games. See if I can force some of that unit out. So we'll go over that replay real quick, see actually what he was doing. Because again, yeah, it's so many different things that you can do in PvP. And DT openers, I feel like, I mean, I'm still learning the game as it is, but as far as I'm concerned, it's probably the safest way. As much as it is aggressive as well, it can win you the game as fast as it can lose it for you as well. And that just goes to show that, you know, with that hallucination, you can reactively make a robotics facility, and then eventually, if you notice that, okay, you know, he's expanded now, I can eventually just try and cancel, break down one of these pylons. You shouldn't break down all of them because you don't really need that much room. And then just make your own nexus. I mean, your own nexus down here, obviously. And then just be aggressive on your own. So let's have a look. What has he actually seen so far? He's seen what he... So he tried to already just sneak in a probe in there as well. I think that was probably his plan from the beginning. And I noticed that he had a Stalker at the top and a Mothership core. So that doesn't really tell me much at all. It just tells me that he was like kind of being defensive if there was any like full gate pressure for his own, whilst also yeah, just denying scouting by having that Stalker in that Mothership core. And he obviously, let's have a look at my view so far. Hallucination is about to see that I don't see anything. Yep. Alrighty, so if this actually, if this would have been, let's say if he would have proxied the Dark Shrine, I would have still noticed this many gateways. And normally this many gateways either means that he's going for, he's either going for Blink or if he's going for just 4-gate in general, which the Robo will always help you as well. And normally just finishing the Dark Shrine will always be very good against Blink. And while also getting the Robo will make you able to defend against the Dark Templar and anything else like that. And this is what I was talking about, you know, the fact that it's very good against, as far as I've experienced so far, very good against all the openers. Although if anybody has any comments about, you know, maybe there is a way that you know, to counter this build, I'll be very interested to know because, you know, I'm still learning the game as it is. But anyway, guys, if you have any questions, leave it in the comments, or even send your own replays as well that I can analyze. And yeah, thanks for watching.